How's it going, everyone? It is Liam Carlson here with another episode of Veronica Mars. It's episode number 9 of this season. It's going to be a bit awkward, I fear. Just with what Veronica learned in the last episode, with her visiting Abel, who dropped the bombshell that, well, no, Keith isn't your dad, Jake is. And obviously with what was teased in episode 7 and Abel dropping that bombshell in episode 8, obviously it's going to have Veronica rocked, isn't it? So this is not going to be an episode of comfort, I feel. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, it was pretty great stuff last time out. It's just obviously with that bombshell, yeah, that was obviously the big talking point for Veronica. So yeah, but obviously it's not confirmed. It's not 100% confirmed. So yeah, but it's gonna push Veronica to getting some clear answers, I guess you could say, really. So yeah, but with that said, let's get into episode number 9 of Veronica Mars season 1. Let's go.
Is Duncan my...
Yep. Fitting response.
Those photos that took these shots were sitting at that table over there. Clarence Weedman. Big mistake paying with a credit card.
Yeah.
And there he is.
Oh, of course he's dressing.
Surveillance.
You know, that trench coat, that hat, very sinister.
Responsible for scaring Mom away. So if Jake Kane is my biological father, that information is going to be worth millions. And after what that family has done to mine, I intend to collect.
I mean, they've been in the bottom, haven't they? And even if Jake is her father, again, not 100% out there, but there does seem to be the implication, you may as well believe it. Keith's still family at the end of the day, I would say. Not always about the blood, and Keith's been more of a father figure than Jake has, so...
Was your obsession?
Uh-huh. It's all coming back to me now. The way you explained it, Santa was cool with the basic concept, but had grave doubts about second floor deployment.
A well-known bedrock pragmatic.
I love you.
Yeah, you too. Well, anyway.
Guys, but I can take it from here.
Just
the Porsche.
Sporadically.
That's right, the Porsche. He sold his Boxster and gave all the money over to the cult.
What? Holy shit!
Mr. Mars, here's what we need.
You don't do that to the Porsche. Holy damn!
For a $5,000 bonus, I'll get you his genetic code.
Veronica, do not, under pain of slow, agonizing death, even think about going to the compound yourself.
Why would she
I'll
do
run the
that?
title search, do the background check.
I need to know, without a doubt, who my father is.
Oh, go Maury.
Hey!
I am not ready to face Duncan. Too many sweet memories have become chilling what-ifs.
And it's cold on the streets when you're all alone and the tears, they start to fall.
Damn Weevil.
When it all comes down, hear the angels sing.
Oh, God.
Casey Gant, you can learn good manners or go see Mr. Clements. Eli, it's amazing.
Very polite. Damn Weevil.
On with Miss Mills.
You mean, like, sexually?
Yeah. It got to where they were doing everything together. He even started working for the literary magazine. I mean,
God,
this
what an
is the same
assumption
guy
to
who's
make.
been downloading every writing assignment since the 7th grade.
New 5,000-gallon tank, the works.
That Nimrod has been feeding us the same line for 5 months.
Let's try
I'll
to tough
get
it
to
out.
it. In 10,000 years.
If we get that $5,000 bonus, maybe we can go look for a new place.
Ooh.
Lures kids out to cult headquarters? That sounds great.
And yeah, great.
I'm
Not
ready
creepy.
to go whenever you are. Wait, what did Dad say about going out there?
Yeah, we all knew that was not going to stick. Oh, God. But yeah, Veronica's there, you know. Just
Forbidden
saying.
barn? Check. Implied polygamy? Check. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a cult.
Veronica, believe it or not, I think we can raise the culinary bar a bit higher. As you can see, we get a lot done through teamwork. In fact, if you want to jump
It
in, you're
makes
more
the
than
dream
welcome
work.
if you're interested.
Sure. Actually, I'm just about done here, but I'll hook you up with a job that's a little more fun.
Oh God.
See, Veronica? Really gonna enjoy getting to know him.
I'll bet.
I bet. Yeah.
Holly
yeah.
says it's looking like a kick-ass harvest this year. I don't think I asked what you guys were growing.
I guess you could say it's the ultimate cash crop.
Knew it. It's wheat.
Yahtzee. And what's that?
I can't even begin to
I feel like I gave you the hit and run treatment earlier.
Wow, it's Bizarro world. Out here, I'm Miss Popular.
Oh God, no, Veronica!
Seriously.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid! Don't drink the
We've been going to
Kool-Aid!
class together for 3 years.
I'm 32 years old, and I feel like I'll never have a better moment than this.
This is also trippy and eerie and
welcome for the honored guest.
What the hell?
Right.
There we go.
There. That performance should have them asking me back.
Yeah. Unless they're part of the 4 out of 5, right? They are not included in that. Oh my God!
Hey, listen, would you like to join me for a walk?
I knew it. This is when the cult leader claims me as his new bride.
Get it! Get it!
Impressive, isn't it?
Aren't these poinsettias?
That's not
Christmas
what
is
I was
right around the
expecting.
So we never would have been able to finish off the greenhouse if Casey hadn't given us that money.
I wish I wasn't so broke right now. Otherwise,
So it's essentially just peace and love that they're offering. It's just strange, isn't it? Like, they're just, yeah, the ultimate, cash crop isn't as, I guess, harmful as she thought it was going to be, and I thought it was going to be.
We've got Sal from the county water department. He's out here to check for lead in the pipes, so try not to use the water for the next 15 to 20 minutes, all right?
Uh-oh! Someone's in trouble.
That's got to be the worst decision I've ever seen by someone who wasn't literally brain damaged. Since when do you reserve the
Jesus.
right to totally blow off my instructions? Does my judgment,
If she dies, the bulk of her fortune, about $80 million, goes to Casey.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
We're afraid he's simply gonna hand it all over to that cult.
Oh.
appreciate that information.
Technically, my field is SMSPI, Systematic Manipulation of Social and Psychological Influence.
Oh shit! A
One
deprogrammer,
vulgar term
basically.
Is deprogramming.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Undo the
I've heard of that.
brainwashing, etc.,
How does that work
etc.
anyway?
I'm in the hospital after school. Do you want to come with me?
yeah, sure. Casey, I'd love to.
Soft. Amazing how much better they started treating me once they found out that she decided to leave all of her money to me.
Oh shit!
So, how long have they known she was willing her money to you?
They've known for a year.
Damn. Obviously, there's going to be a bit of a annoyed element that Casey's getting all of this money, etc., and they've been shafted out, basically. It's like Casey really wanted to get away from that kind of toxicity, really. That's the vibe you're getting, aren't you? And I wouldn't be surprised if this cult... It's not just Casey. Can you even call it a cult? But it's not just going to be Casey that's suffered. It's going to be everyone else who's had difficult parents. And it's going to be, I guess, kind of relevant to Veronica's whole situation. If Jake is her father, of course, because he's been a difficult dad. Someone who may have known, etc., should I say, and has just been difficult in terms of his how he's dealt with this whole situation in regards to Veronica, especially if she's been, shafted out of money, etc. as well, her fair share of money. So,
morally or otherwise, to the Mooncalf Collective. We answer to our clients who pay us to do a job, and that job is to find the information they want.
Oh, it's so difficult though, because these parents might just be difficult. And you got these parents who go to Keith asking about their, missing kids. And there might be a reason why they are missing.
My grandma died this morning.
Yeah. Casey. Poor Casey.
Well, I guess I better go have this conversation with my parents.
Fun.
They want to hear that I'm not going to let them starve.
Oh, but this is... I just worry for Casey, because you got that eerie deprogrammer guy.
Hey!
So you just kidnap your own kid?
What are you doing to him?
I know, it doesn't make sense. Oh my god, there he is. Oh, shit.
I wasn't there. You saw what you saw. I'm not doubting your interpretation. But if I was still sheriff and somebody told me an 18-year-old kid got into a car with his parents after his grandmother's funeral...
I know how it
there's nothing
sounds,
I can do with that.
Yeah.
Not for... Poor kid's been in 4 foster homes since she was 8 years old. Reports of serious abuse in at least 2. I had to admit it.
She's
I was
a lot
better off where she is.
Now that's a sweet ride.
What's up, Veronica?
Oh, is he back to his old self?
An heiress.
Is it gonna be a match or... Oh, she's gonna put it in the shred. But surely there's gonna be residue in terms of... That surely might get uncovered later, I don't know. I don't know, for some reason, I know it's shredded up and all of that, but... There's a part of me that think, okay, well, that is still gonna... Like, Keith might be curious, I don't know. But... There is a part of me that thinks that, well... That will be, I don't know, important in the future in terms of picking up the pieces, etc. But yeah. So yeah, I loved the idea that the whole cult thing was not really a cult, but more so of I guess a loving community, really, in terms of children or those who feel completely helpless, abused, etc., neglected by parents, etc. Because I did start to suspect when, especially if you're, I guess in Neptune and you've got 80 million in the wings, that's it. And you've been, I guess that next generation has been skipped, aka you, the parents have been skipped. I had a feeling that they would react harshly, etc. And so I would say that this episode's a slower paced episode than what you're usually accustomed to, especially with the whole debacle on if Keith is the father or not. It's there, it's just sitting there, etc. in regards to wanting to uncover that mystery even further and whatnot, because obviously we all want to know if Jake is the father or not. But I feel like what we had with the collective and all of that, and I guess the importance of the message of that story was, I think that was very, very apt in terms of the whole dilemma that Veronica was facing in regards to if Jake is the father or not. You just think back to that Guardians of the Galaxy quote from Yondu to Star-Lord in regards to Jake, he may have been her father, he wasn't her daddy, basically. Because that's it, though. If Jake knew about this shit, he hasn't contributed shit. And not just that, though. But, like, I'd like to imagine... Because I don't know. There is, of course, questions going on if Jake did threaten Leanne in regards to this information. If Jake was sitting idly by whilst Veronica was dating a potential half-brother. And if this is his vengeance on Keith, there's all of these questions that comes about. So, yeah, and it's just, it will just, I mean, we know that Jake is very, very difficult, especially on Duncan anyways. We saw, I think it was episode 3 or 4, especially with his, I think it was antidepressant tablets and all of that, and it was like the way that he was just the way he pressurizes Duncan is just really, really rancid. But yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be surprising if if let's say Veronica is Jake's kid, that he knew about the shit and didn't like get involved whatsoever and just stood idly by as this relationship, because he couldn't break the cover, could he? So he just stood by, watched this relationship play out. Yeah, so but yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to get brought up again, is the subject. Now, like I said, whether somehow the piece, like, I know it's shredded, etc., but it's not like she burnt it or anything, so there's still bits of residue. I don't know, but it will definitely be brought up again. It's not one of those, I wouldn't want to imagine it's one of those ambiguous questions like, for example, oh, did you date this person? Like 5 years ago, and then, you know, they deliberately leave it up to interpretation. This is a very, I would want to say that this is a very, very important situation in terms of, you know, who her father could be, etc. But obviously that wasn't really the main point, especially in this episode, given the fact that it was very, very interesting to go into the collective and the reasoning why these kids ran away. So, and that's it though. The mind was working when we were figuring out about the Grand Monster and all of that. And of course, they're going to call a Grand Monster, especially in regards to reacting to, you know, being told to piss off, basically, in terms of the inheritance. So, yeah, but I mean, it's all about adding things together in regards to how this collective isn't really presenting. There's no drama, is there, in terms of the collective? And you're kind of expecting something to come about, Veronica to uncover some kind of dirt on the collective, like even the ultimate, like, cash, yeah. The ultimate cash cow is just flowers. You think it's weed, you think it's mushrooms, you think it's anything drug related. Oh no, it's just flowers, just nice, harmless flowers. And even the horse, they because that's it though. I was thinking, okay, that's interesting. I was obviously still skeptical because you're just kind of expecting something to be unearthed. But, you know, there's all of these little hints. They're not making any advances to Veronica. All of these little bits and pieces, up until the point where Veronica believes that the collective is just okay. Yeah, it just kind of diminished the idea that, well, this collective, yeah, it's bad. It diminished that idea. So, yeah, but it was just really, really interesting. So, and it's also really sad as well because, again, there is the twist that this group is fine. It's helping those who are in need, especially from neglectful, abusive, etc. parents. Parents who've been bad, whether they're biological, whether they've been in foster homes, yeah. But it's also a group that really, really welcomes Veronica. I mean, obviously, she has Wallace and a few others. So yeah, but well, we even saw like the group project and how Veronica was singled out, etc. So yeah, she still feels like an outsider, whereas with this collective, she's welcomed, she is loved, and they're very accepting. So, but ultimately, this does help. It's not like the ultimate friendship group, is it? This collective, it's especially helping out those who are especially young, minor, but really don't have anywhere else to go. Because they have been abused, etc. So, yeah. So, and you can't really blame Veronica for feeling a bit suspicious because, I mean, Cult says it right there, doesn't it? In terms of, okay, what have we got? What are we working with? What's your ultimate cash cow? What kind of shit are you getting these kids into? When you hear the possibility of this being a cult, yeah, but of course, we weren't to suspect that the parents were trying to. Okay, we need to get him away from this group so we can abuse it. So we can just basically abuse him. Basically, we weren't to know that at the beginning, yeah. So, and it was just really, really nice stuff. So obviously there was going to be a bit of a dilemma when it came to Veronica and Keith bumping into each other. Keith, because we knew that Veronica was not going to leave well enough alone. I mean, yeah, she did get dragged into it, but I mean, she went back a second time, and then there was Keith again. So yeah. But I really, really loved how this did become a bit of a debacle in regards to, obviously there is the $5,000 that is there, isn't there? And that could be very, very opportunistic. Not just that though, but Keith, in terms of his reputation, he's got to try and build that back up. So you've got these two clients who are like, yeah, my son's been kidnapped essentially, which is very ironic, of course, for what would happen later in the episode. And he's worried, like, there are all of these opportunities. The $5,000 could get him a new apartment. It could fix quite a few issues. The reputation, it's there, and you don't want to really piss off your clients any further than, well, there's already, that reputation anyway. So, but then you start to get into the moral, you start to question, well, this group, it's not as bad. They're so insistent that it's a cult. I think they're bullshitting, and you start to suspect something more is going on. So when you get the idea that, Casey's getting the 80 million, I think it was. You've got this deprogram. You know what thing? Grandma's dying, etc. We definitely need this thing back now, and we've got a deprogrammer here. It starts to really look bad for the clients, doesn't it? In terms of, I don't think they're great people to be dealing with. So, yeah. And it's just it's not so much of a case. It's more so of, we need him back for the money, basically. So yeah, it's just really, really messed up. So, and then you start to worry: is this happening? I don't know. I don't think it's just Casey that's just joined this collective because his parents have been a bit off. I think all of these kids are here because their parents have been off. Whether, like I said, it's just negligence, whether it's abuse, anything in a negative light, they've come here to this collective to have this peace, to have this family. Because the main importance of this episode is, family is not always defined by blood, and it's always something that I do live by. And obviously that's a big, big point for Veronica in this episode with, well, if Jake is her biological father, she sure as hell wasn't her. He sure as well wasn't her daddy. So Keith's been more of a father to Veronica than Jake has, and it gets worse if Jake knew about this, not just because of the fact that he let Veronica and Duncan, make out, etc., but because he just hasn't he's just let this shit fly by, and he just hasn't bothered whatsoever. He has not been a dad whatsoever. So yeah, but I mean, I did feel so bad for Casey. I mean, not just with the whole kidnapping thing. I just had a worry that, obviously, with the deprogrammer there, and the worry that, well, he probably got away because his parents were pissy about and it just really speak a lot, especially with how they're not really asking for donations or anything like that. They're not trying to get rich. They're not trying to, have $1 billion or anything like that. It does really speak volumes about the egotism of some of these families in Neptune, doesn't it? Especially since, Grandma's dying, we need that 80 million in our pockets, basically. So, yeah, we need Casey back home. But, I mean, it was just very fascinating to unearth because, like I said, I mean, it's not just the fact that you've got this collective who are fine. They are completely fine. There is nothing nefarious about them whatsoever. So, yeah. It's also the fact that there is this whole ideology, I guess, that this collective, they're more so family with each other. There is this, newfound family of love and acceptance. And they might not be blood-linked, but that doesn't mean jack shit when it comes to family. Because you can have, I guess, people who are related by blood, but you don't want them involved in your life whatsoever. Now, whether that be parents, whether that be siblings, whether that be cousins, yeah, they might have done some shit that really, you might be blood related, but you're not family. And that's it at the end of the day. This collective, they're more so family. And it really pays in well with Veronica's story. So, but like I said, I still... We'll get some answers, surely. But at this moment, I still choose to believe that Veronica is not the daughter of Jake. So, yeah. But... like I said, that's surely going to come back at some point, either later this season, maybe next season. I don't see them, leaving that up to viewer interpretation. I feel like this is a pretty big thing to you can't leave that in the wind, can you? So, yeah, but, yeah. But at the end of the day, Veronica is better off with Keith. Keith is more loving. And at the end of the day, money is not the be-all, end-all. Like, Jake's loaded. Like, because that's it, though. Jake is completely loaded with, however much he has in the bank. Keith is fighting for that $5,000, of course. But money isn't everything. And it can't buy love the way that Keith is offering, especially if Jake knows. Jake is Keith is fighting tooth and nail, etc. to not just be able to live, of course, but also to I mean, the waterbed, for example, shows how much he does love her. And that's why I think if Jake is, and if he is the father, he knows, because it would just, there is a complete day and night reaction in terms of Keith being a fatherly figure whilst not being biologically related, but he's more of a father than Jake is. So, yeah. But yeah, it was really, really good stuff this episode. Like I said, a bit slower, but I think it just especially with the case that Veronica was on, it's not so much about, we got to take down this cult. It's realizing what this collective is about and how it pays in relevance to not just the fact that, well, it's better off for these people who joined this collective wanting a better life, but it's also relevant to Veronica and how, on the possibility of if Jake is her father or not, and how, you know, family is not always defined by blood. So, yeah. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Toodles!